My name is Chase Johnson. I'm from Denver, Colorado, and we have used C3 Group several times on some of our large loss commercials and our higher end residential for their appraisal services and their public adjusting services. Their knowledge of the market, of the ever-changing regulations, and their ability to create a very thorough estimate from an understanding of construction and the management of the project.
Happy Friday, Hail Stalkers. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our Friday daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group and Merlin Law Group. Check out both of their pages in the description below if you're watching us here on Facebook. And as always, just a friendly reminder, if you have any issues with the website, you're new to Hail Trace, or you haven't been with us in a little while, or maybe got some new guys, you can give us a call, message us, email us, however you want to contact us, and we can set up a training at your earliest convenience, or maybe just yourself or for your whole team. We want you to be squared away with everything that Hail Trace has to offer, so that when a big storm happens, you're not missing out or getting frustrated with something you may not quite understand with the website. So for that, before we get into the forecast for today, we did have a 3-star map yesterday. Scotts Bluff, Nebraska is the primary reason why this is a 3-star map. This town got hit twice. So it got hit in the afternoon hours yesterday without the baseball-sized hail, and then they got hit again well late into the overnight hours, like 3 or 4 in the morning, something like that, with 2-inch hail as well. So a double whammy on that one for Scotts Bluff, about 19,000 homes impacted. And with that, here's a bunch of pictures from the daytime storm. Obviously, the one at about 3 in the morning didn't quite have too many pictures with it, but these are pretty good hail with that, so go check that out if you're working the Nebraska Panhandle. So forecast for today, like I mentioned, yet again, another chance for Kansas City. Yesterday, there was quite a bit of activity in Kansas. Manhattan, Kansas was impacted. However, Kansas City managed to sneak by yet another hail risk to not happen or really pan out. And today, there is another hail risk for Kansas City. I think this evening into the overnight hours especially, I think some storms are going to form pretty explosively from places just east of Salina, Kansas, all the way towards close to probably about Columbia, Missouri. They're going to form and probably pretty quickly turn into a line of storms. But that initial development is where your best chance at seeing big hail is going to be. So if you get storms that form directly on top of Kansas City, then yeah, you could get, I'm saying tentatively about 2-inch hail. I think the National Weather Service storm prediction side is a little more aggressive than I am. I'm really not seeing that up to really big time hail potential, but that chance is there. I got to give you that 10% yet again. We'll see if that actually pans out or if Kansas City is going to sneak by without another hail risk. I think today it pretty much has to form on top of you, and it's going to be late. I'm talking after 10 p.m. tonight, very late. Originally, we were going to go storm chase this, and then finding out that it wasn't going to happen about 1 in the morning, maybe not so much. So that's what the story is for Kansas City. Wichita, 2% chance. That's just outside chance that by time 6 a.m. rolls around tomorrow morning, storms might meander down that way. Off further to the west, just to the east of Denver, I think there will be some storms that form in the actual daylight hours. After about 4 p.m. local time, I think some storms will form most likely fairly east of Denver, but there's that very outside chance it could form right along the mountains. We'll be watching it very carefully as always, and all the way up towards Rapid City, storms possible there, even all the way down towards Amarillo as well. Storms are possible there, though the chance is pretty outside, along with the fact that probably late in the overnight hours when storms are formed by Kansas City, they might also form in Illinois and possibly flirt with St. Louis, but again, a real 1 in a million shot on that one. I think it's going to be pretty low-end chance. I know Storm Prediction Center also put Chicago into a risk for hail for this afternoon, and I'm not really seeing that good of a chance of even marginally severe hail. So I guess you'll see me later with live coverage to prove me wrong. So I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind any of that. So future radar shows storms off to the west in Colorado, and then at the very end of the run here, you see the storms finally forming. And you see how it's kind of a cluster, kind of a mess. You're not really seeing those isolated storms like we see in Colorado for during the afternoon hours. This is why I think we're not going to see crazy big hail or a whole lot of it, as this looks a little too clustered, a little too quick to just kind of turn into a big squally mess. And that will really probably keep the hail sizes down. If this changes drastically and ends up just being more supercells, then yeah, it could be a much different story. But it's like how it was last night with all those tornadoes and the big hail that happened. But instead of being too far to the west by Manhattan and instead over Kansas City, then yeah, we could see some big hail. But right now it's really been trending a lot more to just too much happening and keeping more of a wind and heavy rain threat versus a hail threat. So don't worry, there's another chance again tomorrow. I think Saturday, Kansas City might be able to meander its way around yet another threat. I think we could see some pretty big storms in the Quad State area from Iowa to Missouri, Kansas, and Nebraska, up to tennis ball size hail possible with anything that forms there. And I think there's going to be a secondary area as well across, surprisingly, the Texas Panhandle. It's mid-August and not June or May, but it seems that this is how this year is playing out. And possibly some storms in Colorado and Kansas as well. So again, just I think an additional area of risk will be there. We'll kind of narrow that down a little bit more tomorrow, probably with a forecast graphic, unless things are looking particularly exciting. Then I will do a video from home. Up to tennis ball size hail possible. We'll narrow that down for you guys. Tomorrow, future radar, I'm showing the, not what we usually show, it's a different model here just because it kind of shows all that development all over the place. Even though it's a little more jumpy, it doesn't do hour by hour. You can see the storms moving through a lot of development. Again, in the evening hours, possibly into the overnight, a lot of nighttime activity with everything that's been happening this week. It looks like the risks continue on Sunday and even into Monday. It's a very active middle of August. The trade-off of that is there's been absolutely no tropical developments, but that may be changing once we get into September. So follow us on Facebook, hit See First as always. If you'll miss any of our posts, a shout out to Company Can for sending a cool box. For if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Taco About It series. Derek was on the season finale of that. We got a fun box from them. Got that posted on our Facebook. And give us a call if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, or you need to set up a training, or you're interested in Hail Trace. Number is right there on the screen, 855-334-4245. Email us to info@hailtrace.com. Visit our website for more details. And finally, follow us on Instagram, simply @HailTrace. Do those hail dances and cross those fingers. Maybe we'll be back for some live coverage later on today, or I got awoken in the middle of the night and do live coverage. Maybe Kansas City will sneak by with the storm. You're getting a couple risks here, a couple days in a row. And just really, this whole year, you guys have been really good at missing out on big storms. Maybe that luck will change in the next day or two here. And if not, I'll see you guys again at the very latest on Monday at 12 p.m. We'll see how tomorrow plays out. Obviously, if it looks a little more exciting tomorrow, we'll do a video. If not, we'll do a graphic on Facebook. Either way, we'll see you every single weekday at 12 p.m. Have a great Friday and a good weekend. If I don't see you, talk to you guys later.